So what time are they starting? 4:17. But they actually started up the trees at about 3:55. 38 days of torture is not good. It's not worth it.
Stop it.
Here we go.
I did see a pregnant. I saw the pregnant one. I think that one wasn't pregnant. Or maybe it was. That one pregnant.
That flying fox is pregnant. Let her rest. Let them land. Right, there's a pile of flying foxes trying to land, and they're sounding off gunshot noises and putting all sorts of lights in their eyes. Now these animals' eyesight is 20% greater than ours, so 20 times our eyesight, and they can see up to 1 kilometre. So can you imagine, right, their eyesight? While they're flying side to side. See what's settled. They've put out in the media that it's worked really well, but they put out after 2 days. So how long do I have to use the old road transport? They use it, but not as much. That's the samples the lorry gets. Keep the light still, are they? Nope. Or give it a rest, mate. Let it rest. See, he's pinning it with the light. What are you doing to pregnant flying foxes? They're pregnant. Put them and see how pregnant they are. see. So once again, maybe. Good morning, everyone. So today is the 38th day of the flying fox dispersal here in the Cairns CBD. Flying foxes still coming back and trying to come home, land in the trees where they used to be. And so the council had extension of the dispersal of these flying foxes. It's supposed to be a deterrent now, actually. They have an extra 60 days to do it on top of the 30 days. So we would have, altogether would be 90 days of constant, every morning, torture to this endangered species. So a lot of these flying fox that are adult enough to give birth or be pregnant are now actually pregnant, and in their at least in second bimester. And so we are calling for people to sign our petition to stop this this dispersal, and yeah, and get here and support us with the campaign to stop the dispersal and protecting our endangered species. Soon it will be a birthing season, and we need people to keep an eye out for our flying foxes. Again, they are endangered, critically endangered species, so we have to really care for them extra special now. And yeah, come over and find more about the flying foxes, what's happening to them. So we have been monitoring the flying foxes every evening. They come at around 7 o'clock in the evening until later, until pretty much when this dispersal starts. And the method that they're using on this dispersal are like military grade torches, and they're very high grade. Sorry, is there bats that just landed here? And so fine. Hi, we're just down here at the Cairns City Library Colony with the endangered spectacled flying fox. It's been quite drastic here in the last 38 days. Now, we lost 23,000 in the heat stress event. Now, these animals are critically endangered and we need to protect them. Imagine all the money that was spent on this if it was spent on protecting this colony.
How much money do you think of?
The council has actually allocated $500,000 a year for 5 years to get rid of these.
From these few trees just here?
Sorry?
From these few trees
Just these few trees here. So $500,000.
How long have these flying foxes been coming to these trees?
Apparently before colonisation.
Right.
they've been here since like before we got here, white man. So the importance of this colony is, aside from the fact that the flying foxes have chosen for this to be their life, like where their home is it could be monitored, and it's been monitored all this time. So any pups that dropped were saved. That's now, it's going to be more difficult to find the pups in the near future. So we've got an unknown quantity there. So the importance of this colony, aside from the fact this is where the flying foxes have chosen to live, like before colonisation, is that this camp can be monitored. Whereas if they're fragmented all over the city, it's going to be really difficult. So the babies that dropped here were actually found, because this camp was actually checked every day. So that's really important. So that's
Why are the babies dropped?
Sorry?
Why are the babies
We're
dropped?
not sure. It just happens. So
Out of a colony of how many?
well, apparently there was up to 5,000 flying foxes here, and I'm pretty sure there was 100 babies dropped last year. So if this was out in the bush or any, like, it's just impossible to keep checking the colonies, or we don't really know where they've gone. Now, these animals are extremely intelligent. Their eyesight is 20 times greater than ours, and they can see up to a kilometre.
How are they being affected by these lights?
Well, this is what we don't really know. They've been having these hideous military-grade strobe lights shined in their eyes for 38 days. There was also some controversy about the military-grade LRAD machines. They've actually been in court in London.
What are they?
They're LRAD machines. They sound like a big gunfire going off. In England, they're actually trying to ban these machines because it can affect your hearing, and if it can affect our hearing, they use them for crowd control in riots, etc. So if they can affect our hearing, and people have had hearing loss, imagine how it's affected these animals' hearing, which is way more sensitive than ours will ever be. And they've evolved to have that sensitive hearing and that sensitive eyesight. So yeah, it's actually quite disappointing what's happened. These animals are the most beautiful animal on the planet. They're highly intelligent, they are the best mums, and they look after their babies like really well. So yeah, we're just going to have to see what happens in the future, and yeah, we'll go from there.
So, what's your experience with spectacled flying foxes over the years been?
Right, yeah, I've had quite a bit to do with them, and I've done a fair few rescues in my day. Had a fair, yeah, I'm a wildlife carer. So, but yeah, they're just the most beautiful animal. When they're babies, they're swaddled like a baby. Now, in this point in time, when we were monkeys, right, so in this point in time when we changed from monkeys and turned into humans, at exactly that point in time, some monkeys took to the sky and became flying foxes. As we have no primates in Australia, they're actually our closest living relative that we have here. They're highly intelligent animals. Now, this eviction has actually attracted the angst of the international tourists. A lot of tourists are actually saying they're going to boycott Cairns if this is how we treat our wildlife. So it's extremely detrimental to the tourism industry. This has attracted global attention. Like, we've even had the World Bat Sanctuary in America like express their extreme disgust in this. So the world is watching this, and this is how we treat our endangered animals. So there's the petition, there's an online petition. It's nearly up to, well, it's over 48,000 signatures in 38 days. and it is just, I've just looked at it, it is just climbing and climbing.
48,000.
48,000 signatures.
Has the council made any statement about that?
No,
That's a lot
they're
of
just
signatures.
basically ignoring it.
We also have
Yeah, we've got a hard copy that we've actually got over, was it 2,000 now? And that's from having the rallies down here on a Saturday afternoon from 5:30 till 7. So it's basically a Flying Fox educational rally. So yeah, the international tourism industry is being affected by this.
So, if you had the opportunity to talk, to say a sentence or a request to all the people making decisions about this, and I believe that there are other bat carers that are going along with this treatment of the bats, if you could just request something of them, what would you say to them?
Please stop this. Please stop this. This is their home. We would be better, our time, our money, our efforts would be better spent in actually protecting this colony. Rainforest Reserves Australia has actually said that they'll re-veg all the area around the library. They will take care of that for us. So yeah, this would be the ideal situation, is let's protect this colony.
And
Let's do the right thing by these animals.
that could be an educational
Oh
tourism.
my Lord, could you imagine the
experiential.
positives if we had a mini rainforest in the city here? The positives would just be amazing. The tourists would love it. It would just be absolute, and we could protect this area for these flying foxes. And we could start setting a precedent and a standard to protecting critically endangered animals in Australia. But at the moment, Australia's got a very bad reputation. In 200 years, we've lost 20% of our native animal species. Australia has the high distinction of having the highest extinction rate on the planet. Something's got to change. So let's all try and do that.
animal cruelty.
You're supposed to be gone at 6:30, right?
We should stop at 6:30, yeah.
It's after 6:30 now, yeah.
Because they supposed to, like, you know, depends on how what time is the sunrise as well. Yeah, they're meant to stop at sunrise.